Hello, welcome back to another speed build. This one I did not actually originally have an idea of what I was doing when I started. I knew I wanted it to be a house, but beyond that I wasn't really sure. So this kind of ended up being almost a farmhouse, but not a traditional farmhouse. But there is a garden in the back that I was kind of going for a farm vibe. I used a lot of debug objects again. Um, I also did the shell myself, which you can see me struggling with here a lot. Usually I find a house on Pinterest to kind of go off of and have some idea of what I want the shell to look like. But here I was just trying to figure out something cool on my own. And I struggled with the roofing for a bit, but then I figured out. And here I try to kind of make a porch to wrap around. I think I end up taking that out pretty quickly after I do it, even though it takes a lot of work, because I just decided it didn't look right. And then I mostly used the ecoliving pack and get together along with base game in this. I tried to keep it to those 2 packs just so that it can be on the gallery and people can download it. This is just the exterior. I will do another speed build with the interior design, but for now this is just the exterior. Now here I wanted to go for like a white and gray, light brown kind of vibe to do with eco lifestyle, and I was thinking about having kind of a glass roof there because I wanted it to be different. I ended up changing that to like a little grass ceiling, like from Eco Living. And I use a bunch of windows from Eco Living because I think they look really cool with the house. And the exterior siding on the house is also from Eco Lifestyle. Eco Living? Yeah, Eco Living. I love the floors that came with Eco Living too, so I use those. The only part of the interior that I do in this is the floors, and I stick a couple debug objects in there that I saw that I wanted to make sure I could use later on. And I really like the stone columns. I think they really, I don't know, they even out the house. And I use more stone for fencing with debug objects, as you'll see later on. So yeah, here I changed it to grass, and then I put some flowers up there. I do change that around later again, but for now, and then I do end up putting some roof sidings, not roof sidings, the room sidings, and I have to make decks there so that can go on, because I think it looks a lot nicer with that. It's a trick I found that I like. I know that the stone columns jut a little bit through the top, and I tried to fix it, but there wasn't much I could do about it, but I still think they look nice. And I use some different plants around here that I find from Debug, because that way it's all free. I change around what I use. Here I'm just finding some more bushes and some trees, and I end up going with this stone kind of fence around the whole thing. But for here I put a little hanging plant up there and some more bushes around the back and the sides. I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe a whole family lives here, but no young children yet. I don't think they're necessarily an elderly couple, though. I think it is a family. Maybe some teens that can help out with kind of the farm work or garden work. Know how to take care of the house. Or, maybe it's just some very mature, responsible children. But I didn't put any playground equipment in the yard. partly because I think I would have used a bigger lot if I knew I was doing a farm going into this. So it's not a full farm, and it's certainly not a traditional farmhouse, but it's kind of my version of that from ecoliving. Here I kind of had a tree, kind of tried to line it up with the rest of the wall. I do end up abandoning that because it's just too hard to do. So I make the other stone wall flush up with it, and then I just add another piece to make it a bit easier. And then I add some kind of stone front. And I find these little kind of cabbage patch things that looks like farms, which really made me want to go for that farm vibe. And I use the big barrels of hay, and I tried to have some different sizes in there. And I use these gates that are old on both sides because I thought it made it look very farm-like, kind of old things growing on them. I tried to fit the trees in, but I didn't want to completely block the view of the rest of the house. And I use these little gardens, stepping stones that I love in the debug objects. So I used bb.live_edit_objects and bb.show_hidden_objects to get these, and that's a good trick to have. Also, bb.move_objects is super helpful for placing objects. Like the columns technically wouldn't fit on the second floor. It said they were obstructed, but when I put bb.move_objects in, you can place them down. Here I'm just adding some bushes around the trees. Finding some different... Again, everything is from Get Together or ecoliving or base game. I use a little metal rod there to kind of bridge the gap in the fence, make it look like another little gate in there, maybe for animals that were once there or something along those lines. And over there I added a fishing pond earlier and a little fishing sign, and I think your Sims should be able to fish there. Again, I'm kind of going for that naturey, eco-living farm vibe that I thought the fish might help with. And I had a little candle waxing station, because again, I thought it went well, and a bicycle, because they're eco-friendly. Not that there are cars in The Sims, but still. And a little planter box on the side, and some, I forget what they're called. The little, oh god. There is a word for what they are, but the little boxes there and the tires. And here I used some old railway track as kind of a path. I was thinking that this family is really kind of inventive and creative, and they might have had these near them and asked if they could use them in their yard. And the town was like, yeah, whatever, we're not using it anymore. So they took the old railway, or maybe it was already there. I don't know. Originally I had the tiny living door there, so I changed it to the eco-living door, just so that everything is from those two packs. I kind of changed up the plants on top of the roofing there. And I add a chimney, and it kind of keeps glitching out on me, so it takes me a bit to place it. And then I add some solar panels, which also glitch out, probably because I try to place too many of them and they're kind of floating. So I have to fix that. And then I placed a windmill but decided against it. So yeah, this is the exterior of eco-living, and here I'm just fixing some bushes because I wanted to make sure it looked like they had a path to walk, even though they can walk through the debug objects, I'm pretty sure. So it won't function, like a farm, it's just for looks, but I do like it. And you can always take out the little cabbage patches back there and put in your own garden to make it functional. And I added some like dirt back there and along the path. So yeah, that's the little eco-living farmhouse. Thanks for watching.